Welcome to Blueprint Radio. I'm your host, Martin Williams. Here we help you create a blueprint for your life. So let's build. And thank you for tuning in to Blueprint Radio. My name is Martin Williams. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You may do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. All the links to the podcast can be found at guidedexpressions.com/podcast, an S, or wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. So today, my subject will be little by little. The way that we grow and evolve is usually in small increments. And the problem with that is that a lot of people are looking for a quick fix. They're looking for a home run. They're looking for something to change overnight. And don't get me wrong, things can change overnight. But most of the time what happens is that we win by having small victories. There's a scripture in the Bible in which God tells the children of Israel that he will drive their enemies out little by little until they become fruitful and possess the land. So what does that mean for you and me? I believe that the enemies of any human being are negative thoughts. A lot of times we're trying to fight against people, but really what most people are fighting against, whether they realize it or not, is a negative mindset. And these negative thoughts have to be driven out in order for you to possess the land that you want, whether it's more money, a health goal, a relationship goal. Negative thinking will keep those things from you if you don't do something about it. You aren't going to get rid of negative thinking overnight. It took years for that thinking to take hold, and it has to be driven out little by little. And by driven out, I mean that you have to be intentional about changing your thinking. It has to be worked on daily. I created mental programming audios for myself, and I noticed a change almost immediately when I would listen. But if I skipped a day, it was as if I never started. I'll go right back to the way that I was thinking and acting before. It's also a good reminder about the power of a daily practice, right? The second thing is to become fruitful. Anytime you're trying to change anything, you've got to take action. Okay, changing the way you think is important, but taking action is what helps make the change permanent because you're building new habits, and we live primarily from our habits. Over 80% of our behavior is habitual. For instance, if you're trying to save money and get your finances together, changing your thinking is good, right? Going from a consumer mindset to a producer mindset. But practicing good financial habits are what truly take you from living paycheck to paycheck to having savings and having more of the things that you want without the struggle of financial problems. The third step is to change by possessing the land. This has to do with thinking and acting as if you were who and what you want to be. So if you want to be out of debt, how would you feel? Would you feel hopeless or hopeful? Would you feel happy or would you feel stressed out? If you wanted to work your dream job, would you be excited to go to work in the morning or would you be dreading it? The trick is to be excited about work even though you may not like your current job. Because what you're doing is that you're training your mind, and more to the point, your subconscious mind, to think and act as if I was living in my dream job. I was working my dream job. I had the life that I truly wanted. Possessing the land means walking and talking as if you were there. So to sum up, many of the things that we want take a while because there's a process, right? And I laid out that process for you. We have to, number one, drive out the negative thoughts, okay? You got to be honest with yourself. Do I think more negatively or positively? And if I think more negatively, I'm keeping the things that I want away from me simply with my mindset. And nobody can change my mindset but me. I've got to make the decision to do that. I got to make the decision to be hopeful about the day before it starts. I got to be intentional by saying, hey, today's going to be a good day. Things are going to work out the way that I want them to. I'm going to get these things done today, right? I got to be intentional. Those thoughts, those negative thoughts have to be displaced with more positive and life-giving thoughts. Step 2 is that we have to take action in the direction that we want to go in. We have to work out. We got to eat better. We got to set up the savings plan. We got to start the business. We got to go on date nights. We got to go out and meet people, right? We got to be intentional and actually take action. You can't just sit and dream about something better and not take action. And then finally, the third step is that we got to continue to think and act in a new way until we possess it within our minds, within ourselves. And when you take hold of your dream, it's no longer a dream, but it's a reality. So hopefully that helped you. My name is Martin Williams. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to Blueprint Radio. For more information on Martin Williams coaching and products, please go to guidedexpressions.com or visit me on Facebook as well as Instagram.